The earned appointment campaign was one that I created when first starting out Infusionsoft's sales team, and a lot of the leads I was getting were people who had requested a free report, the 9 building blocks of doubling your sales. And I knew that there were certain components that if people had actually read it, that it would lead to a much better conversation for me and for them. And so I came up with the idea of doing an earned appointment. So what I did is I isolated those components, and I would send an email out when somebody would request the report and said, hey, looks like you just requested this. I would love to be able to give you a free consultation. However, what I found is that those who have actually read at least this component, and this component get a tremendous more amount of value from our conversation. So when you're done reading those, if you read those, I'd be glad to give you an extra 15 to 20 minutes of my time to help you maximize that and relate that content to how you can use it in your business to double your sales. Click here when you're done. So they would click on that link. It would take them to a web form where I would just ask them a couple simple questions about what they read. I'd say, hey, thanks for letting me know. I'll be in touch soon to schedule your appointment. Please feel free to answer these questions below about what you read, as well as let me know what specific questions you have, so that way I could be better prepared for our conversation, and see which people would fill that out, so that way I could be better armed, but it wasn't a requisite thing. So that earned appointment got me, believe it or not, it got me more appointments, but also the people were better prepared for it. I'd have some people reply and say, I actually don't have time to read that. I totally appreciate that. Is there any way I can get a couple minutes with you anyways? So just the fact that I made it a hurdle that they had to jump through, but it was about them. It was about them getting more value out of the conversation, and justifiably so. Not as a trick, but justifiably, I knew that if they understood this, then I could give them more value, because I didn't have to spend my time trying to educate them on these things, but they were better prepared for the conversation and such. And so that earned appointments then became something that I then, of course, consulted to and helped other people to implement in various ways. So the point of the earned appointment is just that, is that our time is precious. A salesman, on one hand, it's our job to give our time freely, but at the same time, our time is valuable. And so anytime you're in a position to where you can help somebody to make sure that they understand the value of that time and such. And the earned appointment was a huge success for me. It was one of the big critical components in a lot of the consultants at Infusionsoft in the consulting space coming to me and in wanting to replicate that system. So that is the earned appointment.